There's a theme that I've been picking up on for the last several months. It's this theme of calling in love and the connection with our ability to use our intuition to discern the best partner to support us on our soul's journey. And it's interesting because I think love has been a theme and a topic that has circled me personally for a long time. It's something that I've always prioritized in my life. And yet, at this time, I find myself having very little capacity and almost no interest in calling in a partner right now for reasons that I will explain in a second, and is also why I haven't been present on YouTube for the last couple of weeks. It's all related to this theme that we're going to talk about today. But I just wanted to first say that this partnership theme has emerged in a completely new way than I have ever really understood it. And I think being at this stage of life, having devoted so much time, energy, commitment to first being able to choose myself and understand who I am on a personality level, on a soul level, and really be able to pour into myself, do the healing, and sort of prepare myself for the love that I have always dreamt of, even as a little girl. And interestingly enough, life has led me to a point now where this season has really been about anchoring into the body of work that I am here to steward and getting even more, I don't want to say serious, but in a way, even more committed to my purpose. And for a while, partners would come and go into my life. And over this last 5 to 6 years, where I've had this extended journey of really identifying and understanding my soul's mission and purpose here in this lifetime. And I do think that evolves and changes. We don't maybe just have one soul purpose. As I've been really leaning into uncovering what that is and allowing my life to shift and change and evolve with that, the partners who have come into my life have been able to bring me some very important lessons and teachings and support at times, but have not really been able to, I suppose, walk with me, walk alongside me as I do that. And that's not coming from the place of saying that my mission and purpose is bigger than theirs and they just couldn't keep up. That's not really what I'm getting at. It's more of this energy of feeling like it's always had to be committing to the security and the stability of a partnership, kind of at the expense of my own soul's growth and development in my career. What's been reflected back to me recently is that this is actually quite a common compromise that a lot of soulful, ambitious women make sometimes, where they feel like there's a choice between success, ambition, and could also generally be spoken of as money or love. For the collective that I'm speaking to and that I'm also a part of, I don't think it's actually this or that. I think it's coming to a point where we're able to have both and to be able to choose both. And that timeline's currently unfolding where we're actively realizing and choosing that we can have it all and that we don't need to continue choosing people who reflect that old paradigm. And so that's where that intuitive discernment piece comes in, of understanding what type of partner would actually be best to support our soul's highest development and potential, and vice versa, right? I think what I've come to realize is that conscious partnership is ultimately, of course, a spiritual path in and of itself, but in making the choice for the partnership that is going to be of the highest service to you both, that there has to be enough spaciousness, enough secureness, enough wholeness within both people, and honestly, a lot of soul development that has already taken place, certain types of compatibility that when you two come together, there is a genuine synergistic union. The things that we used to compromise on, the things that we used to tolerate or accept and just see as, oh, this is good enough and settle for, that's no longer the case in this new timeline of conscious partnership that is unfolding for us all. And as we anchor even deeper into our individual soul's mission and choose ourselves and really express and embody our most authentic essence, it's very interesting because you would think that the deeper you get into your own individual journey, the more, I guess, individual it becomes, but it actually has been the opposite for me. And maybe this is true for you too, that the deeper I get into my own mission and purpose, the more I realize I actually need other people to help me bring this about. And not need in the sense of codependent kind of need, but just because I literally am realizing that I can't do this alone. I was thinking about this yesterday about how we truly do need one another to do the most basic things, like to even have groceries in your fridge that you can make yourself a dinner with. Like all of the people that needed to be in that supply chain to make that happen for you. Or if you grow your own food, there are still the people who made it possible for you to acquire that land or to have that water supply. But I digress. So I'm realizing that my mission and purpose, because of the nature that it is so much bigger than me, it actually requires people power to make it happen. And for such a long time, being a solo entrepreneur, I was used to just being the one to have to like do everything on my own, make things happen. And of course now, as I've really matured in this journey of soul work, I realize that God is the only doer, and that God is the one recruiting all of the people and all of the opportunities and ideas and business fuel to, push this mission along. I recognize and acknowledge the source of that now. And at the same time, part of that is the realization over the last several months that one of those major players in my now joint mission and purpose is actually a soul partner, a life partner. And not in the sense that we necessarily are gonna, run a business together. That could be a possibility. But what I'm saying is that the support of the right person who you are the most intimate with is going to be, I'm realizing, the biggest catalyst at this time for the next level of that soul work to come forward. So if you've been feeling like that too, of like, yes, it's, of course you can keep going and like keep doing things on your own, whether you're a business owner or whether you're just living your best life and living to your highest potential, whatever that looks like for you. If you've also been feeling like, okay, this is great, I love my life as an individual, walking my own spiritual path, and at the same time, I also feel like a partnership could level up my experience in a way that I could not do alone, then this is exactly the core of this message and the full transmission that I have shared inside of our new monthly offering called the Monthly Activation. So this has been another branch of the soul work that God has been leading me to do lately, which is to create a new community online for people who love depth, who are doing the spiritual work and want to do it together in a space that prioritizes the balance between stillness and connection. Because I think there are so many spaces out there that are built for an overstimulation kind of model where they give you a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to keep up with. There's just a lot of activity and things going on that are competing for our bandwidth. And as sensitive, more inward focused people who already live a full life and like to protect our peace, being in spaces like that, I have found personally, doesn't really foster the highest potential of growth and transformation as it could if the space were more energetically aligned with the calm and gentle and more intentional nature of doing the work and of connection that I value. So that's why I created this community inside the monthly activation. If you are interested in joining us, I will leave the link for that in the description box below. The topic of the month is calling in love. So everything we're talking about in this video, I've shared a pre-recorded video, an insight drop on this already that you can go watch right now. There's also some optional self-reflection prompts that will be shared a little bit later, and then an open community forum where you can choose to share your thoughts or your experiences as we go through this month together. And you can also do the work totally on your own too. That's also valued and appreciated. Also, if you join the monthly activation, you'll get last month's round as well. That was our beta test round, and that was on intuition. It was a really powerful last month. For me, that simple facilitation of like creating the activation and having that open space for discussion with a small intimate group, that alone, the impact that had on my life was that it activated my intuition to a point where I went on a road trip as this was all happening and realized that I needed to move to Southern California and that was my next step in developing the next level of my soul work, in putting myself in position to experience a deeper sense of community and likely to meet my future partner. So all of that came out of the intuition activation. So you'll be able to watch that too when you join for July. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit more about what's going on with me. And yeah, some big changes around the corner. I'll be leaving here in a couple of days. I'll be moving down to Southern California. So next time you see me on YouTube, I'll probably be in my new space. I feel like for a lot of us, we've been talking about this for such a long time. If you've been watching my videos, like we've been talking about this 9 to 10 year like season of healing coming to a close. And now there's this energy of just expansion coming forward and freedom and creative power actually being utilized instead of just kind of held inwards in many different ways. So I'm really excited to see what this next couple of weeks, months is going to bring for all of us. I think I just want to also acknowledge all the work that we've individually done to get to this point where connection is actually something that we seek, and in a healthy way. And also the appreciation for how much work it must have taken all of us to be able to change our perception about the role that connection and relationship has in our lives. Going from, I think a lot of us started with being like people pleasers, perfectionists, connecting out of codependency and all these old contracts, and then doing so much growth and transformation that we can now come back around to look at relationship and be like, yes, now I want to engage in it from a place of wholeness and experience like true intimacy, true love, true connection, and experience all the different ways that it can support me and support them, and have it be a force of collective change and transformation. Like, what a gift to be able to flip that on its head where connection used to be something that was so exhausting and draining and even painful. Yes, like connection still has those, I guess, base elements to it that, yes, it's always going to be a mirror. There's always going to be some opportunities for repair and things like that. But it's like a totally different way of relating to relating. It's like a totally different view that we hold now on relationships and understanding the value of them. For you to go through such intense experiences interpersonally and then come all the way back around, do so much healing that you're now like, oh yeah, I want to go back in and like experience the goodness of it. Have a totally different experience of love, of community, of collaboration, of friendship. After all the hard and like painful experiences that we've had, I just want to like pat us all on the back for that, because there are so many people out there who don't think that way, who don't do the work to heal and take personal responsibility for our side of the fence. A lot of people just stay in that place of hurt and shy away from connection and let it color their experiences for the future. But that's not you. You have really taken the gold, the spiritual gold from all of your relationships, all of the opportunities that you've had to connect, and you've used that to let yourself go even deeper. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm really proud of myself for all of that. And I think you should be too. It's not an easy thing to do, but you've done it. You've done it and you're doing it. And now you're at the point of really being ready to open your heart even more, to call in that love that you know is possible. And that love that is going to be that catalyst for both of you to reach an even higher level of soul development together. And how exciting that we get to be in this place. And if you're listening to this and feeling like you're not quite there yet, that's okay too. Maybe there's something in the activation for you as well. Because I think the point of the activation is to present some very high ideals and ideas, high frequency visions and images that activate the recognition and remembrance within you so that you can make the conscious choice to then say, how can this be true for me? And that's a choice. Yes, there is a lot of value in just receiving and hearing and seeing the activation itself, but there is also this whole integration and embodiment process that you get to choose to participate in if you want to make this reality true for you. If you want to embody and anchor that activation into your real timeline, this one for calling in love or the last one for intuition and any ones that we do in the future, you get to be exposed to these energies and decide for yourself, okay, is this for me and how can I make that happen if it is? So I'm really excited for this month's activation. I think we're going to draw in a very special group of old souls who love to do spiritual work and who also love authentic connection and that balance between having our quiet time to do our contemplation on our own, as well as connecting when it feels intuitively supportive. So I do encourage you to join us if you feel called. That link is in the description box below. And I will share some more updates once I'm all moved and settled. I will be talking to you very soon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Mwah.